Sergeant De Leon, retired 2014 medically with the Army. And I've been advocating for myself as a veteran because the VA, federal agency, has refused to acknowledge a TBI that I have sustained overseas, 2009, 2010, and I've been battling every which way through the VA and outside the VA, associates and what have you. I've been battling everyone associated with dealing with my case, and they go along to get along, and that's what I've been fighting. Is the powers that be, the powers that be. Okay, those are that's the culprit. That is the Illuminati. All right, and um, I'm still going strong. So I do have all sorts of secondary ailments that are popping up because an untreated TBI that I've been dealing with solidly in a solid manner for 8 years. 8 years I've been dealing with. My family and I have been dealing with it. I'm just getting over a very raspy voice. This thing comes and goes. My my cephnoid. You guys look that up. Cephnoid. SEPH. Right. Cephnoid sinus. It's way in the bottom of your brain, and it controls moisture to your throat and your nose and eyes, that kind of thing. That's all it does. No fluid's supposed to be in there, and it's designed specifically to deal with us just like that. The Lord is the most powerful, right? I mean, it's amazing how these things operate and work. But um, so um, I think the issue that I am realizing throughout all my advocating for myself for 8 years solidly, 10 years overall, but I have learned, I have experienced. Okay, my family and I have experienced, and some of my friends have experienced um, that there is a power that cannot be uh, 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 manipulated. It cannot be persuaded, and you cannot you cannot beat this power. You cannot win over it. Okay, I'm going through it right now, so the powers are keeping me from getting a direct medical treatment through the VA for a TBI, a possible TBI at that, even a remote stain of a TBI, a tainted diagnosis of a TBI. The VA doesn't want to touch it. All right, so I've been dealing with this for some time, having major issues with it, fine motor dysfunction. 85 to 90% of my body, my fine motor functions are gone. This is my my best operating feature on my body thus far. I am right-handed. This is my left, and you'll be amazed at what the body is capable of manipulating, or you can manipulate. So I've been doing it since I have learned that I better adapt or you're out. And so I had to adapt. With the charisma that the Lord has given me, I have definitely adapted. I don't know how well I'm adapting, but the Lord just says, do the best you can, son, and move on. Take your medicine, son. And so I have. And so this brings me to the point of discussing and being having my case in a disgusting manner, which the VA keeps it, the federal government. All right. You taxpayers are paying for all the mistakes that the VA is making with my case. Which they've wasted so much money that they ought to be, this ought to be, you know, put on the records of a disaster in treating our veterans in Ore Valley, Arizona, Tucson, Arizona, that is, neighboring state Ore Valley in which I live. Now, there's a lot of veterans out there, and I'm doing this not just for me because I'm not a selfish son of a bitch, right? I'm a leader type kind of person, and I want to do everything I can possibly do to hold these people who have the power, the Illuminati power. I don't believe that, but the power to control the narrative, to control the everything that I am fighting for, and keep it to their justification, right? Keep it at bay the way they want it to be, okay? Controlling everything, especially the narrative. And it's been frustrating to hell that I've been dealing with this. I mean, I can definitely do some damage to anybody that gets in my way. All right. And I've felt it for a long time. And I have this, I have this therapy session with myself every single minute of the day to say, calm down, be cool, don't do anything, don't kill nobody. Right. That's what I do every day. And I got mental health issues. I have mental health issues that I fight with every day, every minute of the day. Okay, bad stuff. Okay, I make it look easy and simple and good. You know why? Because I am. I'm a bad MF. I'm a tough son of a bitch. Okay, and I make this shit look good. All right, and I do. Okay, if there was an award to be given for making the shit look easy, I should fucking get this award. All right. I don't allow anybody to, put me down and say, look, oh, you can move, you're just faking all this stuff. You know what? F you and shove it up your ass too. All right. And I don't got to prove shit to nobody. Right? And that's the confidence I have with my charismatic attitude. So, this power is amazing, people. I want to discuss this power. I want to, I like to speak from the heart about my experience with dealing with this power, and I'm dealing with it as we are talking right now. I'm talking on this video now. Um, this power that our government, and I'm not going to get all conspiracy here. There is no conspiracy. I'm a straight shooter. You know, I'm just, hey, this is the way things are, and I'd like to explain them. Real simplicity. I'm a simple person. All right, and at least I like to think I am. And I got a self centering judgment that I believe that that's how it is with me, and it's good to know, right? I'm somewhat of a well-rounded person, except for this trauma that I've been dealing with. That's got me all wacky. Yeah, cuckoo. That's where it's got me, man. Um, but this power, you know, it. I have learned, folk, and I'm sharing this with you guys. I have learned that um, the United States of America, best, beautiful, most enriched country in the universe. Okay, in the universe. and it gives you everything you need. All right, to make a body good. It gives it gives everybody what they want. All right. And you can sit and complain and get pissed off and cry about all kinds of stuff happening in the United States of America, my home, our home. All right, the best, hands down. This power is a give and take love relationship. Okay, the federal government, all the powers that be that manage you, that manage us, that are in leadership positions. I talked about some leadership yesterday, but it's a serious business, all right, because um, the powers are definitely controlling my situation to where I I feel like I'm always at the edge of exposing and getting all my ducks in order with settling with the government of the United States, my home. Right, like it's finally the day today that I'm gonna put all my ducks in order. Finally the government recognizes that I need TBI medical care, and I need the benefits that come with it. And maybe get a little little sympathy here and there. But the hell with that, right? Every day is the day for me, it seems. Nope, it's been 8 to 10 years that I've been battling it, right? And every 8 to 10 years that I've been battling, every minute goes by, I'm wasting away, right? I mean, literally, this thing is killing me. I have good days, and I have fair days and bad days. My fair days look good because, like I said, I'm very charismatic. I have always have a plus on my days. This thing, I'm like John Wayne. Nah, you ain't gonna get me down. Right? Hell no. So I do the best I can because I like my surroundings to be good. I don't want my family to be all depressed because I'm depressed. No, no one. I like to keep it high. Keep it a tip top shape no matter what I'm doing. I have a leg falling off. I'm gonna stay positive. My head's coming off my shoulders. I'm gonna have a positive attitude. It's just the way it is, folks, with me. Right? That's my attitude, and bless you, Lord, for giving it to me. Um, and this power, folks, it controls you. It controls me. And it does. It controls the will of people, folks. It controls our will. Okay. This is what I have learned from dealing with the government. Are the same brothers and sisters that, abide by the rules and regulations and standard operating procedures to hide behind it and support it so that way they do not look like they are not the good leaders that were put in that position in the first place, right? They don't want to get fired, they don't want to look bad, so they're going to do everything they can to finagle it to where, yes, you do get fired and you are going to have some hardship and you're not going to be able to afford to take care of your family, and you're going to have health issues. Your family's going to have health issues. There may be even some death in your family, but hey, these are the people that are supposed to be backing us up, right? And they fail, and a lot of us have been in that position, right? A lot of us have been in that position where, it's like good people do bad things, right? But the powers, the government, our government, federal government, state, local, our entire government is governed. They govern themselves with they are governed by the will of the people. We are the people. Our government is governed again by the will of its people, which is us, right? They are in control of our will. And you're sitting there saying, no, no, this dude has definitely has some mental health issues. He's lost his marbles. No, 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 folks. I have learned our government is like any government across the world, right? And every nation is in control more or less, more, some less of the will of the people. Now, here's why. The will of the people is what controls and gives a nation its power. All right. In the military, the will of our military, our fighting brothers and sisters are top to none. We are and always will be the best ever. Okay. We have kindness. We have flexibility. We have we have anger. We have sad. We have killing power. But you know we are the most forgiving and giving country on the planet Earth, and we exercise it. You know why? Because we got the strongest will that is ever to be seen ever. The will of the people. And our government is in control of the will. If the government was not in control of the will of the people, then the government has a problem. Okay, the government has to be managing the will of the people, or it would be all out of control. All right, they don't want it. Doesn't sound good, you know. Like, oh, nobody's in control of my will except the Lord. Lord is in control of my will. Well, He sure is. The Lord is in control of our will. All right. But the government is a bunch of people also. Some of us people work for the government, right? And it manages. I didn't say it's going to totally be in charge of it and guide us like some ESP. Hey, ESP, my guitar right here, right? Some sort of, phenomenal phenomena, to have some clairvoyance or something to control you, some sleepwalking. So no, no, no. Our government is in control of our will, the people. If they weren't managing the will of the people, we'd be doing all kinds of shit to destroy the world, right? We'd be creating all kinds of stuff, building bombs, building all kinds of stuff that's hazardous to other people. I mean, rules and laws and regulations are why. That's a control. That's to control the dumb masses. Our will is the most powerful. It builds nations. It kills people. It gives birth to new life. It does everything. The will of the people. That's us, folk. And the government is in control of it. It has to be. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? You know what it is? It's a fair thing. That's what it is. It's fair because it has to manage. It has to manage not your next door neighbor not doing some stupid shit and blows up the entire block and everybody's dead because there is no right. There's no law. There's no police force. There's no management to control people from getting out of hand. That's what the will is, folks. The will is, well, like they say, if there's a will, there's a way. It's just being managed. That's all. And so, it makes a huge difference. If you still don't believe the will of the people is being managed by our government. It is. And it's like I said, it's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a fair thing. Okay. And it has to be done that way. Right. But the American people, just think about it. Our will, we can control everything. Okay. If we really wanted to control our government and say NO to this and YES to that, we can do it, folks. Right? It just takes time. And so another way to see it is like this. I can prove it. I can prove it, folks. Here's an example. Since we are being managed right now, right? The will of the people can put you in a situation, the government can put you in a situation as they are managing all our will. All our will is one thing, right? Here's all our wills. Boom, creates a culture, a society, the United States of America. That's what it does. right? Rules, laws, all that stuff. We have to abide by them. We have to control it. We have to, it's a living, breathing thing. Our Constitution is a will, okay? It has to be strong. It's a living, breathing thing. And we have to take care of it, right? We fight for it, we die for it. And so that's what our will is, to build the United States of America. The Industrial Revolution, yes, the slavery, historical past, our discovery, our revolutions, our wars, you know, um, our genius inventions, and we are just we're beyond fantastic, right? Our home, United States of America, the best damn place ever in the entire universe. All right. And to still prove it, this is why we have a problem with illegal immigration. All right. Our will as a whole, right, is controlled, right? It's managed. It ha- it, it lives under all the sacrifices that we put into it. So when you have illegal immigration come, those wills, right? Those wills, they're uncontrolled. You cannot control them. They don't know how to be corralled. All right. So they're going to cause some damage. And so that right there, folks, is proof that we have a problem with our border. The border letting people in. Okay. We need to control their will to adjust, their will to abide, their will to conform, their and continue to conform to have some to have everything that we have sacrificed already in our nation. They don't know anything about it. And when you have uncontrolled wills walking around, you just don't know what's going to happen to you. You don't know what these people are up to. You don't know where they come from, what their intentions are. It is not good. All right. So, again, yes, the government controls our will. It's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a bad thing. It's a fair thing. All right. And these immigrants that are coming across the border, they have no control. We cannot corral them. They can do whatever the hell they want to do. And that's not good, people. And we all can feel it. We all know, right? Don't we? We all know we get pissed off, behind the closed doors. We know everything. And that's part of my problem. Here we go, people. We got people who are uncontrolled in our country. I'm a veteran, like my brothers and sisters out there that keep fighting to get the direct care from the VA, federal government, and benefits. I'm with you. I've been fighting for a long time, being hurt by it. All right. And all of a sudden, you got people walking, trawling, rolling themselves into the United States with no control because we can't, they had no sacrifice for our country. And here they go. We're giving and giving and giving them the priority to be uncontrolled, right? To not have the rules and regulations apply to them. They can, we can sit here and say, oh no, if they do something, they're gonna get, no, no, no. Right now they are zero. They are zero on a paper. They can kill you. They can run you over. They can do all kinds of stuff. Whatever their intention is, it's already been done, folks. And that's why we have a problem with our border. Okay. They got to be accounted for. All right. They have to be marked. They have no sacrifice to you know, our lovely world, the United States of America, our home. They have no accountability for it, right? What I do know working on the border is, the most simple understanding is you cross the border, You come over. When you start struggling, all you have to do as an immigrant is reach out to the same people that helped you get across the border, and here comes the drugs. And then all of a sudden, oh my Lord, how did these drugs get in my house? Now I'm a drug dealer. Can you see the scenario, people? That's what happens. All this has been happening for decades, people, decades. All right. And it's been a problem. The Mexican people aren't stupid, right? And the South American, the Africans, the even the Europeans in some areas, all these folks coming across the border. Don't let them fool your people with the sad little baby crying and, oh, we want a better life. Well, everybody wants a better life. That's for damn sure, ain't it? Especially me. I need to help people, and the powers that be, right? They manipulate. So they are manipulating their way through this situation with these immigrants coming across, right? Oh, this sure hell is. So it's not good. And we have uncontrolled wills roaming our nation. And any moment they could strike, any moment they could do something bad. And you know what? It's our fault. And well, it's just some immigrant, they don't know any better. Well, no shit, right? They're unaccounted for, right? So the powers are totally in control of us, folks. They have to corral our will, or we will just take over everything, right? And that's the way it is. Not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a fair thing, right? And it's got to be done that way. So I love it because I get to live in it, underneath it, and with it. And so I've been fighting this good fight to get my direct care through the VA with these powers, folks. Right? It's very difficult because they hide behind these policies and procedures. All they got to do is just recite it and say, look, I've been following the rules, and certain De Leon's has a grief. He has a grievance with us, He don't have no TBI. He's just lying. Well, see, I got to battle that, folks. I got to fight it. Right. And it's unfortunate because, it's so obvious that what had happened. Right. I got sustained 2 head injuries, back injury, arm, and all sorts of stuff. Right. And now I'm having one hell of a problem. But you know what? I'm corralled. Right. They know what to expect from me, but they do not know what to expect from this illegal immigrants coming across the border. Hell no, they don't. They have no idea. They don't know if these people's intentions are to help the United States of America and people like me by putting into the pot, right? By sacrificing some more to make a better life for all of us here in the United States instead of take, and being manipulated, right, by our government to be in total control of what they do, how they do it, when they do it, right? And it's going to end up in a bad situation. But yet, we're a nation of immigrants, people, aren't we? We're a nation of immigrants and immigrants and immigrants and immigrants. When does it stop? That's what I'm saying. The will of the people must be corralled. So, until that happens, which could be never, these folks, these immigrants aren't going to go to their court dates. They're not going to go to, go get a job and help you and I. No, they're going to smooch off our system and get everything they can possibly get until our tolerance for having illegal immigrants in our country who do absolutely nothing to help everybody else but them damn selves if they can do it, right? They do nothing, okay? Is they will ruin our precious land. They sure will. They will ruin our precious land by being immigrants. Have you seen the people coming across the border? Oh, they look like doctors and lawyers, and they look like they got some serious skills to take our nation higher, right? Absolutely not. That's a figment of your imagination. Have you seen those people coming across the border with loads and loads of kids and problems and diseases and no intention of helping the United States? All they want to do is take, take, take. Oh, well, let's give them a chance. Now they had a chance to turn around and go the other way. There's a way to go about doing what we need to get done with the immigrants, people. Again, we are a nation. I hate this phrase. I hate it when people say we're a nation of immigrants. Well, we are a nation of immigrants times a million. When does it stop? When does it be controlled? Right? Because if we really wanted to, folks, if we wanted to do it today, it could be done in a minute. And I'm not saying like take care of it, it's fixed. I'm saying we can take care of dealing with the border issue if we really want to. We can shut that son of a bitch down. Yeah, but we don't. And I wonder why. Because the people who are in the leadership position, some of those people don't even know why they're in the leadership position that they are. Right? We get up and we talk the talk, but we do not walk the walk. And that's for damn sure because I was on the border. I worked that son of a bitch. Okay. So again, our government, right? Bless our government. We got the best of everything in the United States. Yes, it's a problem sometimes, most of the time. But again, they have to control the will of the people of our country. They have to control it completely, right? Acknowledge that we have the power. We got the power too. Our will has the power to destroy this world, to bring life to everything. So it has to be corralled, folks. But when you got people who you cannot account for coming into our country, that's going to create friction. That's going to create some dark intentions, some dark-willed people. You have no idea, folks, what these people do. Most of them are men. Yep, you have no idea, right? You like people like to give other folks the benefit of the doubt, right? We do. We always because that's the nature of people trying to be good, right? And for me, my opinion about us is, um, we in naturally we're both good and bad, okay? And balance, we're balanced out that way. We are created that way. Okay, there's no one better good than bad than anyone else. Okay, what makes the difference, right? What makes the difference is your will, how you choose to live it, how you choose to deal with yourself, right? And that's where the government has to be in control of something, right? You can't have all these powerful people just bouncing off each other. No, you can't do that, man. You got to have some control, right? You got to have a plan, right? You got to create uh, um, um, a process. You have to acknowledge and let the people know that yes, we have to make sure we got laws on the books, right? We got regulations, we got courtesy, we have all these things that make our nation the best ever, right? Without it, without it, I wouldn't be sitting here talking about it. Nope, I'd probably be dead, right? It's important, folks. And look at Brittany Griner. Is that her name or his name, whatever? Standing up for the pledge allegiance and right. What happened? What happened? Oh, well, maybe it got put in prison in another country, and I thought all that was just some sort of crock. I have, I took it for granted that, the powers that be, they real, right? I mean, they're for real. Yeah, it's not like, oh, yeah, well, I'll deal. No, 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 no. This was not. I'll deal with it, dude. This was like, you better get your shit together, right? And I mean, deep inside, get that shit together, right, folks? I'm telling you, okay. So we have to acknowledge that all this petty shit that we're dealing with. I need help, man. I've been dealing with myself, and I run into all these problems that we're having these days because that's the top of the ledger right now. That's the top. That is the title for what's happening in our country. Bud Light. I mean, come on, folks. I got bigger problems than Bud Light, right? Transgender shit. We can't. We're questioning whether parents are really parents. We're having boys be girls and girls be boys, and boys beating up girls because nobody wants to do anything about it. Bathroom issues, latrine issues, right? We got a weak minded government, right? They can say they got all the power in the world, but I already told you the people will have the power. You can't take that from us, right? All we can do is point it out, like Joe Biden, probably the weakest president we've ever had. Probably. No, I say yeah, the weakest president we ever had, the most disrespected president we've ever had. Yeah, it's a true thing, folks. Um, but we got people fighting back. It takes time to do all this stuff because I don't think anybody, uh, any one person has really challenged the will of the people, and I mean the will of the people. Right? Like, what would the people do if I do this? They do stupid shit. People have done stupid things, but actually try to change the will of the people. Can't do that, folks, and we're experiencing it now. Right? You can't turn boys into girls. I mean, you can try. You can chop off this, add that, like some Frankenstein shit, but you can't do it, folks. Only God can do that. But most of the time, He just take you away. You be like, I'm done with that, right? So the will of the people, folks, got to be controlled, right? Got to be controlled. And in that control, it all depends on who's in charge of it, who's responsible enough to manage and balance it out. Well, we got to sure do have a weak ass son of a bitch. I mean, I'm surprised that um, it has turned out so bad for this Joe Biden and his cabinet. The White House has turned out bad, folks. Um, it's some worrisome. It is. It's some worrisome because uh, it's they're testing the will of the people, right? They're testing it. Yeah. And it's almost like I said yesterday, you got all these African Americans running around now with all this power. You got slavery, and then you got African Americans, right? The races. You got African American. They are judges now. They're doctors. They're police officers. They're office managers. They have control and power in these high-ranking positions now to control what they despise the most, right? And they're wielding it now like some kid with their daddy's gun, right? The ones that have made it, who have some sensibility, that have been assimilated enough and are smarter than hell to work with the American people, who they have some conscious with, right? Like but they're smart enough to understand that their slavery issue, the history was. It is what it was and was what it is back in the day, right? That's what it was. Nobody's trying to change it. Nobody's trying to get rid of it. It is what it is, right? So they got to get their stuff together. And these Uncle Toms that people want to say they're Uncle Toms, and they're just placating to the American people, and they're really just black African American. They don't, they lie. No, they're not, folks. They're doing everything they can to be responsible for the rest of you sorry sons of bitches that don't know how to be leaders. But yet you are in a leader role position as a judge, as a doctor, as a president of the United States, and you don't know how to manage it. It's too damn bad. Wielding it, like I said, folks. That's the way I see it. All right, it's plain like that. It's just simple. So this power, folks, I've been battling this power for some time, dealing with, the folk that have that could control the narrative in a touch of a finger to a phone. Bloop, 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 over. I ain't getting shit. Right? They can keep kicking that can down the road and control. Well, I've been fighting the good fight, folks. I'm still doing it. And I can't wait for the day to finally get up to a point where you can't push me down. You can't push me back and say, hey, this guy's getting some leverage. We can't have this guy winning and taking us to court and suing us and getting his medical straightened out, getting his direct care, and then making some people responsible for their actions. That's a big situation right there, especially for the government. They ain't never going to say they mistake. No, not ever. So I'm fighting the good fight, folks. My family and I, we've been doing it, right? We're like, what's the word I'm looking for? We, overly stimulated, should I say, with, we're numb, right, to all these situations that we've been in. We used to take it very personal, right? Used to take it very personal when somebody tells us no. I'd be like, now we just say, yeah, whatever. They hide behind policies, people. That's what I'm saying. So, doing, to keep doing what I'm doing, I got to call Juan Ciscomani tomorrow. He's my congressperson. Kirsten Cinema dropped me from the case. Uh, I already knew where I was going to be going with her. I needed to get my senator, happened to be her, on board with trying to get myself some direct medical care for TBI and with the benefits coming with it. And I knew she was going to drop me. So I just went ahead and made it short and said, look, Kirsten Sinema, if you can't perform and help me with the powers that you have, and don't tell me what you can't do, all right? Don't tell me that. Just do it. Just say, look, give me some options. There's some things that, we can't do. I understand. I totally understand that. But what are the things that you can do, right? You haven't even found out yourself. You probably haven't even read the damn, description of your job. You just like the power, right? Yeah. Well, there's enough fools out there to elect a monkey. You know, you can elect anything now and be like, yeah. I mean, look at this dumb fool, Lurch, Adams family, big bald headed fool, depression and wearing hoodies and shorts and sandals or whatever, and irresponsible, complete irresponsible person, has no professional. Uh, um, he has no professional um, uh, um, attitude. He has nothing to go along with the rules and regulations that we, the people, have uh, um, have created, so that way we're represented properly, right? So professionally, he's a disaster. Okay, but there's a purpose behind him, right? He knows what he's doing. But anyhow, so I wanted to bring that across. And I'll let you guys know what's happening with Juan Ciscomani, my congressperson. and see, I'm going to follow through with this. I filed a complaint against Kirsten Cinema again for the Select House Committee to look into why she's not exercising her will to do whatever it takes to get me situated as a veteran, right? A combat veteran, and let her tentacles reach out and find somebody in her, gang of colleagues that can help me and other veterans. But she refused to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and put her on the plate of I'm going to get your butt. Yeah. So she didn't like that. She dropped me. Gone, gone. So once it's commodity next, I'll let you guys know what's going on. I got to get to my plane, and I've been writing some tunes, and I will chat with you guys when you want some more truth. All right. When you want to hear it, I'll give it to you.